are falling apart. I don't know how to reconstruct my heart.
So on a Zoom with me, featuring my Hardy Dars, which there we go, on cue, just like that, is CeCe Vee. Hi, welcome to my Zoom.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
So Sama nominee, Sama nominated artist. Every time I spoke about you in the recent months, I was like, CeCe Vee, Sama nominee. Did you go? It was this past weekend. Were you there? Tell me everything.
No, unfortunately not. I wasn't able to attend, but it looked really awesome. So hopefully in the future someday I'll get to go to the actual ceremony because I'm based in Cape Town. So yeah.
Maybe it's time we move the Samas to Cape Town. I think it's about time.
Yeah, maybe they must switch it up every year, different province.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about your backstory. Who is CeCe Vee behind the name, and then how did you become this artist?
So when I was growing up, I was very, very shy. Like I hardly actually spoke. And one of my teachers even asked my mom, like, does she speak? And then I kind of discovered music at a young age, like age 10, 11, pop music at the time. And I just was so like amazed by everything and seeing performers and stuff. And then I was just kind of playing around one day, like singing karaoke at like a friend's birthday. And I just loved this feeling of performing and singing. And like, I just knew then, okay, I need to do something about this. And then I started like taking vocal lessons and all those kind of things, and then learning instruments, all that stuff through that whole journey, like when I was young and a teenager. And then I knew that I wanted to do this as my career. Then in COVID, I came across a really awesome production and writing team that I started working with to help me kind of start this CeCe Vee journey and with the music. And my real name is actually Celine. So CeCe Vee is based on, it's like a shortened version of Celine, and then V is based on my mom's maiden name, Vee. So CeCe Vee, there we go. And yeah, that journey kind of kicked off in lockdown and launched the first music with that. And it's just been really awesome since then.
Oh wow. So I I'm sure that you know that your journey in lockdown, writing and recording and producing this body of work was very different from normal, right? This was new.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then also going on to promote it and PR it, we've moved into this new space online. Do you feel bleak that you didn't get to experience the music industry pre-pandemic?
I did play like a lot of gigs and stuff before pandemic and tried to kind of get out there like before I started this brand as like CeCe Vee. But
Okay.
then it wasn't obviously the same thing, and we were kind of figuring out what to do and what to do. So like it was kind of weird launching like a new project in lockdown, like you said, and trying to figure out how to do it. But I kind of feel like it's one of those things you had to kind of learn to adapt to and figure out, like with focusing more online and making content online and stuff, which I quite enjoy. So, but it's nice now that live gigs and stuff are starting up again, so I can finally get to the live side of it as well.
And writing and recording in the pandemic, were you doing that online, or were you actually having like in-person meetings?
So the people that I work with, the writing team, they were originally based in Joburg, and like I said, I'm in Cape Town. So
Okay.
we connected like online and had a chat and stuff and said we want to work together. And then they kind of started working on their side of the stuff. And then I flew to Joburg. I think it was like late 2020, like October 2020, yeah, for the first time in my life. Flew there, and
Wow.
yeah, first time also flying ever. And I was like, okay, here we go. So I went up and recorded with them, and we made like the first 3 songs. And then yeah, since then I've just been working with them and go recording more and more stuff. So it's been really cool.
Your music is deep, dude. Like really deep. And when you listen to it, and when you're listening to it with the intent to actually listen, like for this interview, it comes from a really deep, authentic place. Is it scary to share that authenticity? Like, is it scary to be real for the rest of the world? Because you're giving a piece of you, you know?
Mm. Um, I have thought about this in the past, but also like not kind of thought about it in a sense, because it's always been for me like music always has been for me a way to express those things that are difficult to say. I think like in person or out loud, it kind of you can unleash like your innermost like feelings and darkest and deepest thoughts through music, and it's
Mm.
like a way that you connect to other people, and that's how I connect to music and other artists as well, because I generally like kind of darker stuff. So it's never really bothered me or felt kind of difficult in a sense. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, like it's like you're nervous to share this because it's like quite personal, but it's always like when it's out there, it feels quite liberating, I think.
Yeah. And I think it must be quite cathartic, right? To
Mm,
get it out and to be able to perform it.
definitely. Yeah, yeah.
Which is why I used to love drama, because we could be very performative
Yes.
around feeling, and it helps to get it out. Whereas now we're all kind of like holding on. So the
Mm.
single that we're currently playing is called Self-Doubt, and it's really, really beautiful. So, so awesome. I have to ask, and I know that probably everyone that you've spoken to has asked, and I'm sure your answer is yes, but do you struggle with self-doubt? Do you struggle with imposter syndrome?
Yes, a lot.
Okay, tell me about it.
So I think, yeah, it seems like it's quite a universal problem, but it's very like I overthink a lot, like about everything, especially things like relating to my career or just my personal life. Um, like I always worried that I'm gonna like make the wrong decision or that I'm not doing something right, and then
Yep,
you think like, oh, am I doing enough? Am I doing good enough? Am I doing it enough and good enough all at the same time?
yep.
And it's like things that keep you up at night. So that is something I experience a lot, but I've had to kind of learn how to um, deal with it and realize that it is not there's not always truth in those feelings of like self-doubt and overthinking. It is like a normal thing to go through, but it's not necessarily the truth. And I think like I've gone to like therapy and everything, and that's helped a lot also to learn how to deal with like that anxiety and stuff. So definitely something I struggle with. Has gotten a lot better. And yeah, I would encourage people to go to therapy if they can. It does help. I don't know if that's a weird thing to say.
No, I
But yeah.
encourage people to go to therapy all the time. I'm like, you
No,
have
it
to do
helps
the work.
so much. Yeah.
You have
Like,
to
I
do the
mean,
work.
yeah. Yeah, like I think it just helps so much with knowing yourself better and understanding yourself better, and just, yeah, making life, your quality of life a lot better.
100%, but it also makes everything better. What you create, your work environment, your relationships, everything gets better when you do your work on you.
Mm.
But now, okay, so we've just started playing Self Doubt, but I see that on Friday, the 30th of September, you're releasing a new song. Tell me about this one.
This one I'm quite excited about. It's called Shooting Stars, and it's got a bit of a like a kind of a synth wave 80s bit of a retro feel, something like it reminds me a little bit of like almost a cyberpunk slight kind of
Yes,
feel.
I'm in.
And we've made this really awesome music video for it that I literally like I'm so tempted to just like leak and spoil everything because I just want to put it out there so badly, but I've got to be patient. It will be out there eventually. But yeah, we've made this really cool music video as well, and that one, yeah, super excited for everyone to hear it. It's is there anything else you want to know
No,
about it? I
no,
got stuck now.
I don't want to obviously ask too much because it's not out. It's not out yet.
Mm,
It's still coming. But I'm really excited for it because I feel like I obviously have a bit of like an understanding of the dark the synthwave. It's a bit dark synthy, I think. I love it. I'm ready for it. I think the more of this music I can have, the better, because this is my
yeah.
vibe. And I love that we've moved back into this space. What else are you busy with for the rest of 2022? Because I know that we're all talking about like it's over. But as an
Mm.
artist, I'm sure you have
It's
things
never
lined up.
over. Yeah. No, it's always on. It's just it picks up more and more. So I'm going to record again now, actually in September, like mid-September, which I'm quite excited about, to finish off some more new songs, and start planning like what we want to release next year and all that stuff. I recently filmed some live performance session videos as well, which we're going to be releasing later this year. So we're just busy wrapping up all the editing and stuff on that. So I'm quite excited. And then yeah, hopefully start doing some live performances later in the year as well. So we just keep pushing on and on.
Love it. Come to the East Rand, come to Joburg, come to Pretoria, please. Bring your
Yeah,
music, yeah.
no, I'd love to. I must definitely make a plan.
CCV, where can we follow you? Where can we find out about performances, new singles, all of that nice stuff?
So I am on all the social media platforms. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I don't use that much, but I'm on there. But mainly Instagram, Facebook. I'm on TikTok as well. So CeCe Vee or CeCe Vee Music. You can search for that, and then I post about everything there.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck with the new single. I'm sure it's going to do phenomenally well. And when it's out, give it a few weeks and then come back. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Jacaranda FM.